Hey everybody, welcome today's Clear Path Leadercast. Every week I'm here Thursday at noon Eastern giving you actionable tips to help you become a better leader in your organization, to help move your business to the goals that you have for it, to get your team aligned. And today that's especially important because we are going to talk about how to build a team of leaders around you as your business grows. My name is Craig Anderson. I'm the president of Clear Path Coaching and Consulting. I am the accidental leader. Found myself in corporate America leading national teams for Fortune 500 companies. And the lessons I learned along the way is the topic of a lot of my blog posts and trainings and discussions. And then every week I bring this to you both in my blog at clearpathcoaches.com/blog and here on the Leadercast every week to help other accidental leaders, those of you who have started businesses and have been successful, and then find yourself being the leader you never thought you were going to have to be, and how to start feeling more comfortable in that and to build your confidence. And that's what we want to talk about today. One of the big things as your organization grows is you start out with your business surrounding yourself with a team of helpers. So, maybe it started out all by yourself and then suddenly you needed some work done. So it became too much. So you hired some people around you to help you out. Maybe they were full-time, maybe they were part-time, but you're not asking them to make big decisions. You're not asking them to do anything but help you get the work out the door for your business. So you're very directive. Your management style of them is very directive, maybe some coaching to coach them up, but we're really not asking them to take on any kind of major leadership roles. So that's where you are for, maybe a good period of time. Maybe that works for the first year or two of your business as it grows, but you continue with your success because your idea or your business proposition is so great. And then you start getting to, 10 to 12 to 15 people, and it's hard for you to get things done. You transition from being the person who initiates action, who drives things forward, who gets things done, to suddenly becoming the person that's in everybody's way because nothing can happen without your blessing and sign off. So what do? You say, well, now I've got to get some people to help me run this thing. And that creates a lot of concern for a lot of leaders that I know, because now how do I ensure they're doing things the way I want them done? How do I ensure they're treating my customers, my people, my stakeholders the way I want them treated? So you have to figure out a way to do that and to build an effective leadership team around you to make that happen. And so today I'm going to give you 5 actionable things you can do to start building that leadership team around you, to start making that leadership team that you always wanted. So, again, you're not going to go out and hire 5 leaders right out of the gate, but you want to be intentional about every leadership team hire that you make. So maybe you just hire one from the start, maybe 1 or 2. But when you start looking at that, what I want you to think about, and this is tip number 1, is to build some self-awareness about where your strengths are in the organization. Maybe you've been the jack of all trades, you're making everything happen in the business, but where your real zone of genius might be sales, or it might be operations, or it might be marketing. And that's the area where you really feel you have it dialed in and locked in. But sales are dwindling because of that, or maybe the operations not as efficient as it can be. So I say, well, what do I need to do? Well, what I need to do is get someone first in who can match my passion for the problem I'm trying to solve for my business, for the service I'm delivering. But they match your passion for it, but they may be differential in their strengths, which is what you need: some diversity on your leadership team, diversity of thought, diversity of strengths. So the first thing, what I would really encourage you to do is, as you're looking for that, where am I going to hire somebody to help me manage this organization? Get someone in who complements you, who adds value to the organization that is more than you can add in that area. So then maybe that's a financial person or a salesperson or a marketing person, whatever it may be. That's what you want to do to handle some of those team leadership duties. So that is tip 1. Tip 2 is something I work with through a company called Taylor Protocols, called the Core Values Index. The Core Values Index, what I like about it is it tells us what those essential 4 energies are that make how we make decisions, how we view the world, how we move forward. And real quick, there's 4 areas we look at: the builder who gets things done, the merchant who gets everybody on board, the innovator who thinks through ideas, and the banker who really helps to keep the hold on the knowledge and the history and the data of the organization. And we're all a combination of all 4, but primarily 2 of those. So what I really encourage my clients to do is to look at two things with the core values index. One, look at some diversity of those core strengths so that you have, if you're a real strong builder merchant, so you're really good at taking action and bringing everybody along, but you're not so great on ideas or really locking in on the details of the finances or of the business. You want to look for a core value differentiation, just like someone who matches, complements your weaknesses. Look for somebody who also complements your core energy values. Two, we always want to look to see, hey, if this job is going to require a lot of being out and pulling teams together and doing those things, but that person doesn't have that strength, we want to have some questions about that in our interview process and make sure we're getting the right person on board. So you are always welcome to talk to me about taking a CVI for yourself. Happy to get you started on that. But that's the next thing I really encourage clients to do is get a diverse leadership team around those core values that really brings a lot more energy and strength in areas where maybe your energy and strength doesn't last. Tip number 3, make sure someone aligns with the values of how you want to run your business. This is so important. I talk to people about growing their business. One is, where do you want your business to be in 3 to 5 years? But two, and a very important question is, how do I want my business to get there? What are the guardrails of how I want my business to be run? How do I want my customers treated? How do I want to acquire customers? How do I want to treat my employees, hire my employees? You want to make sure whoever you start pulling onto your leadership team is in alignment with your values. Because if you get somebody who my old friend Lou Quinto used to call a seagull manager, who likes to fly around, make a lot of noise, crap on you, and then leave, but that's not how you want your business to be run, don't hire that person for your team. That misalignment of values is going to impact your hiring and your retention and the way your companies feel, engagement. So make sure you're bringing people into your business who align with your values for the business. So that is tip number 3. And as people join, if you have questions or comments going through, drop them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have as we go through. Number 4, and this is such an important piece, and this is also part of things I work with when I help businesses build plans for their business. You want to make sure as your leadership team grows that they are aligned vertically with you, that everything they're doing on their piece of the business is aligned with your goals and your priorities for the business. But this is a part a lot of people miss. They get that piece to say, hey, everything you work on has to be aligned with me. But the other piece is they have to look horizontally through the rest of the leadership team and make sure that their priorities and goals, while aligned with you, are also aligned with each other. We don't want to have two people who have something that's aligned with you, but one plans to get everything done here and they need resources for you and you're not prioritizing it over here until later in the year. And you start having that mismatch, causes a lot of conflict. We want to work up front to build that vertical alignment with the leader and the horizontal alignment with the leadership team so that everybody together is on the same page. That's number 4. The last tip I want to talk about, and this is really a cultural piece that people miss on, is you start building that leadership team around you. What happens is those leaders have their teams. And a lot of times their natural inclination is to identify themselves as, I am part of my team that I am building, the people I see every day, the people who are part of my team. That's where my loyalty lies. That's not how you want your business to rerun. For every leader on your leadership team, their priority needs to be your leadership team. The leadership team is to whom they own their loyalty. That's who they're accountable to, and that's who they want to identify with. Their team is very important to them. They want to lead them in a positive way. They want to have a lot of engagement, but they need to identify with your leadership team because that builds the core strength among that team. That's who has to work together. So as long as that piece of the company is working together, the rest of the company will follow suit. To the extent they start identifying just with their teams, you start seeing those silos develop in your business, builds inefficiencies, builds problems, conflict. Really work on getting your team working together well as a leadership team and aligning with each other, and then the rest of the business will follow suit. So that is your 5 tips on how to build a leadership team. What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments if you're here with me live. If you're catching this on replay, drop me a hashtag replay. Leave your comments or questions there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, as you're going through 2022, we are entering, feels like yet another tumultuous time with inflation, possible recession, all these challenges, hiring, terminating, all the things that we're doing. I have some people who are really struggling with leadership, and how do you level up your leadership? I want to invite all of you to my next masterclass called Level Up Your Leadership. We're going to give you some real deep dives into 3 areas that are going to help you become a better, more effective leader in your organization. That's coming up May 3rd. And if you've been watching the scroll at the bottom, you can register for that at clearpathcoaches.com/masterclass. Apologies for the pointing. My kids would hate me for it. So look forward to seeing you all here in the comments. Leave me your questions. I also look forward to seeing all of you on May 23rd for Level Up Your Leadership Masterclass. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Let me know any questions you have. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.